Hello everyone. So before we start this video, a quick mention about a short new fundraiser here. This is for Ivan, call sign Basket, a sniper with a 3rd Assault Brigade who are looking to raise money for some replacement equipment. Now interestingly, the 3 T-90Ms seen destroyed in a recent video of mine were actually bagged by the 3rd Assault Brigade, and Ivan was involved in a mission which hit another T-90M. So it was 4 T-90Ms destroyed over that period of time. The donation link is in the description. Hello everyone. So a pretty big loss for Russia's air defense in this video, courtesy of Russia's old enemy, Mr. HIMARS. It's always a blast whenever he shows up to visit. So in the video playing now, which is quite a long one, a few minutes long, we can see a Ukrainian spotter drone scouting out an S-300 position. So this isn't a single S-300, it's a S-300 battery. So a number of launches are observed by the drone, as well as at least one radar system, and early on in the video, what I believe to be the command vehicle of the battery. A S-300 battery typically consists of an engagement radar, a low-level early warning and acquisition radar, and up to 8 launchers. A battalion usually consists of up to 6 batteries supported by a command vehicle, or at least the website I found this information from said that. Well, that's related to an older S-300 system, so the new ones, could be laid out a bit differently. There are also a few other vehicles observed which I don't recognise. These could be types of utility vehicle or loaders. But needless to say, this drone saw a pretty big haul of nice juicy targets here. After the position had been fully scouted out by the spotter drone, HIMARS is called in to fire upon it, and I believe the good old tungsten M30A1 warhead was used here. This spreads 180,000 tungsten ball bearings in a wide arc, shredding everything that it comes into contact with. After an M30A1 strike, while at the surface and filmed from a distance the vehicle may look relatively unarmed, they've basically been turned into a sieve, covered in holes. These are very potent weapons. In this video, we see that at least 2 of the S-300 launchers were destroyed, the 2 launchers parked very close together, a big mistake on Russia's part there. We also see 2 radars were hit. We can tell these are separate radars because the radar itself is aimed in different directions, and one of the unknown vehicles is also hit. I'm not fully sure what it is. Looks like something based on a Ural truck. I wonder if it may have been a fuel tanker. That seems the most likely. The uploader says 3 launchers were destroyed, but in the aftermath I can see just 2. Now before we check the geolocation, I am going to go through some screenshots which show the damages. So first, this screenshot here shows a destroyed radar and the vehicle I didn't recognise, which I think may be a fuel truck, but I can't say for certain. In this screenshot, there's a pair of S-300 launchers themselves which were hit. Big mistake to have these so close to each other like that. It's asking for trouble. And here, another radar which was destroyed. A different radar, you can tell because there isn't a secondary vehicle near it, and the radar is aimed in a different direction. Final screenshot, this is what I think is the command vehicle. We don't see a shot of this being hit by HIMARS, so this may have slithered away before HIMARS carried out its work. Now the geolocation. This occurred in this field here, the S-300 system scattered about it. Now somebody got a Sentinel satellite image of the area and suggested that the colour of the fields that this occurred in late July. If so, Ukraine has sat on this video for a while before releasing it to the public. If we zoom out, we can see that this is in Kherson district towards the south, close to Armyansk, which itself I think has been hit by HIMARS a couple of times. So this could be a system used to protect Crimea from drones and areas around here from Storm Shadow, and of course places like Armyansk from HIMARS. If that's the case, then it's doing a bang-up job, and that's sarcasm. About as good a job as everything else in the Russian army. I think the S-300 is intercepted, and let me do the maths here, 0 Storm Shadow so far, and 0 HIMARS rockets. But to be fair, they have had some successes against aircraft, helicopters, and that sort of thing. These were identified as being S-300V systems. The S-300V uses the 9M82 and 9M83 missiles, which have ranges up to 100 kilometers for the 9M82 and 75 kilometers up to 75 kilometers for the 9M83. Deep State's rangefinder tool doesn't offer these missile types as part of its options, as Ukraine doesn't operate them. However, they do have the 5B55 missile listed, which is shown as having a 90-kilometer range, so it's close enough to demonstrate the coverage provided by this S-300 battery. So it could be that these S-300s actually aren't intended to protect Crimea as such, but rather cover the Kherson front, because as you can see, it can reach Kherson, the Dnipro River, that sort of thing. And these are positioned far enough back where they're thought to be safe. Many of Ukraine's systems are out of range of these, but as we saw in the video, HIMARS can reach and Storm Shadow also can reach. Although whether Storm Shadow would be used to hit an S-300 launcher, I don't think so. I think this is a job better suited for HIMARS. Given these long ranges, only a handful of S-300 launchers are on Oryx so far, so these are rare and important targets. The S-300, however, is one weapon system that Russia is not going to run out of anytime soon. Russia has over 2,000 in different variants in service. Now, I'm not sure if that means 2,000 individual launchers or 2,000 batteries. I think it's 2,000 individual launchers set out in different batteries. That seems the most likely. So, that's it for this video. A very interesting target here and a very important target, which helps make the sky safer for Ukrainian operations. This is especially important as the region it covers, the Kherson district, is an area of high interest and high conflict at the moment. Ukraine has crossed the Dnipro River, remember, near Oleshki and Kozakilere, and Ukraine is carrying out operations in those regions on the eastern banks of the Dnipro. So by removing these S-300 systems and targeting this S-300 battery, it makes the skies safer for Ukraine to operate in providing close air support with helicopters or Su-25s. And we have seen FAB bombs used against Russian positions in that region dropped by aircraft. It also removes some launchers which may be attempted to intercept Storm Shadow HIMARS or drones, targeting ammo dumps and bases and the likes in Kherson. So again, very important to allow those systems to work unhindered. The radars too, a major target. S-300 hasn't had much success against Storm Shadow or HIMARS yet, but you never know. One may get lucky, or Russia may find a way to use S-300 successfully against them. Though, to be fair to the S-300, from what we've seen in videos and stuff, it does seem to be Panzer, which is the go-to defense against the Storm Shadow and HIMARS rockets. If you found the video interesting, please click like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Thanks very much, and take care everybody.